Jungkook of BTS made Jimin cry, not because of visible wounds, but because of an inevitable goodbye. This is not an empty rumor from an anonymous forum or a clipped, edited viral TikTok video. This is a painful reflection of a reality more touching than any drama script. Behind the gates of the South Korean 5th Division military barracks, two friends who have been together for more than a decade face their greatest emotional test. Not as global idols, but as vulnerable humans, forced to let each other go amid uncertainty and the quiet routine of military life. But why does the presence of a loved one become the trigger for tears? Jimin's tears did not come because Jungkook hurt him physically or verbally. He cried because he realized their time together was getting shorter. Within the cold and scheduled structure of military life, Jimin and Jungkook built their own little world, a world where laughter, small jokes, and silent, understanding glances served as reminders of their irreplaceable friendship. But everything began to change when the discharge schedule was announced. Jungkook would leave 3 days earlier. 3 days, a trivial number to some, became a symbol of loss for Jimin. A soldier who knew them personally even mentioned that the silence in the barracks felt heavier every time Jimin woke up without hearing Jungkook's breath around him. In a leaked internal letter, Jimin wrote, "It feels strange to wake up without your presence, as if the world feels a little emptier." This is not dramatization. This is a sense of loss that grows in the intimacy formed far from the stage, far from the cameras. Their farewell was not merely physical separation, but a symbol of the rupture of the comfort they had built over many years. Jungkook, known for being expressive and protective, had always been Jimin's emotional support, now becoming the source of fear for loneliness. Ironically, the presence that had always been strengthening slowly turned into a reminder of the coming farewell. This is the most painful paradox. Being loved so deeply by someone, yet knowing that their presence is temporary. This story reached its climax when a military staff member leaked news about a secret music project they had worked on together. In silence, between their packed service schedules, they created a song titled "A Gift to the World." No fancy studio, no high-end recording equipment, just whispered lyrics and a simple recorder. "This isn't just a song," said Lieutenant Park, the officer who assisted in the recording process. "It's a love letter in the form of melody, a way for them to say goodbye." But behind this deeply emotional story lies a more troubling and profound question. Do we truly know what happened? Or are we victims of a narrative designed to touch the most sensitive parts of our hearts? The presence of this story across various social platforms, without confirmation from official sources like HYB or Korea's national media, should be enough to raise concern. The name Lieutenant Park has never been mentioned in official reports. Jimin's internal letter was never published by a verifiable source. Even a small note allegedly written by Jungkook. "When you feel alone, close your eyes. I'm there, never far away," has no strong evidence beyond screenshots that could easily be fabricated. Here lies the greatest dilemma in today's fandom culture. We want to believe, even when facts no longer stand by our side. We want to feel close to our idols, even if that closeness is built by algorithms, not reality. Is it wrong to cry over a story that may not be entirely true? Is emotional manipulation justified if it results in stronger loyalty? The answer is not simple. Because even though this narrative may not be accurate, it has united millions of people in empathy. But as smart and responsible fans, we have a duty to think critically. We must ask, who spread this story? What is their motive? And most importantly, can we still distinguish between real stories and scenarios created for public consumption? This doesn't mean we must reject all forms of emotional narrative. But amid the flood of information full of speculation, skepticism is the highest form of love. Not blind love, but conscious love. Love that not only admires, but also respects reality, no matter how undramatic it is. The story between Jimin and Jungkook, whether as authentic as reported or only half true, has touched the hearts of millions. But it is also a mirror of how information in the digital era can be so easily shaped, polished, and spread. We live in an age when fiction can seem more real than facts, and even tears can be produced for clicks and viral ISO before we get carried away. Let's pause for a moment.
Feel the emotion, yes.
But do not abandon logic. Because if we truly love Jimin and Jungkook, we must love them as human beings, not merely as characters in a beautiful scenario they may not have written themselves. But now, let us truly ask, is all this real? Was there really a handwritten note from Jungkook secretly slipped into Jimin's wallet? Did they truly record a secret song amid their tight military schedules with help from an officer who claimed to be a fan? Or is this just a beautiful illusion skillfully formed by algorithms and our collective desire for a touching story? Some of us may not want to question this narrative because we feel emotionally connected. But isn't it precisely because we care that we must be more critical? Doesn't true love for Jungkook and Jimin demand that we not blindly swallow every story that comes without a clear official source? Social media platforms like TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube are fertile grounds for such narratives. Edited video clips, heartbreaking voiceovers, and emotionally charged fan comments create an atmosphere nearly impenetrable by logic. But let's ask one very simple yet fundamental question. Where did this story originate? Who first shared it? And more importantly, why? Is it a coincidence that this narrative emerged as BTS is transitioning from military life back to entertainment? Is it possible this story was spread to keep public attention focused on them? If so, who benefits most from this story? The fans? Social media? The entertainment industry? This does not mean we must be cynical toward every emotion we feel. However, it must be emphasized that empathy does not mean losing common sense. We can be moved, cry, even feel loss in the name of this story. But do we know for sure that it's true? We must dare to ask, was this story shaped for us or by us? Let's take a closer look. As of this article's writing, there is no official statement from HYB or mainstream South Korean media confirming the existence of the secret project, a gift to the world. There is no confirmation about Lieutenant Park, who is said to be the emotional witness to their story. Even the leaked letter from Jimin has never been published on a credible platform. So, why are we so quick to believe? Because we want to believe that our idols have deep feelings, that they love and support each other behind the camera's glare. We want to know that amid the pressures of military service, they found solace in their friendship. But doesn't this desire become our weakness as information consumers? When we want something to be true, we are more likely to ignore contradictory facts. Are you really sure that this story reflects reality? Or is it merely fan service in the form of an emotional narrative? Have you checked who first uploaded the story? Was the account credible? Did the information appear in a trustworthy context? Let's talk about intent. Many content creators, both fans and media professionals, know that heartwarming stories get more attention. Clicks, likes, shares, retweets, and teary-eyed comments boost reach. But what is the cost of virality built on an unverified story? Does it strengthen connections or create an imaginary world where we love something that may have never truly existed? More importantly, we must ask, do we love Park Jimin and Jungkook as real human beings? Or have we fallen in love with an idealized version shaped by online narratives, fan edits, and emotional content polished to feel real? We are not trying to refute this story outright, nor are we trying to hurt the feelings of fans who may have been deeply moved. But we want to stress the importance of being conscious fans. That in the digital world, not everything that goes viral is fact. Not everything that touches is truth.